Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI4 as we're playing as Germany. So the first thing we need to do in today's episode is spend some of our experience. We have enough to get a land doctrine, so I'll get some nice bonuses here for our infantry. As well as the motorized and mechanized will increase the brigade size. Then we can also get our last air doctrine, not really all that helpful since I don't typically use the interception. But we'll go ahead and get it just so that we have completed all of the air doctrines. Next thing we need to do is take a look at the situation in the skies, because I have moved not the entirety of our air force. We do still have a few planes here in central Russia, since this is a key area where I'd like to advance through. Also have some planes here, since it would be helpful to get those bonuses in the Caucasus, where, you know, fighting in the mountains can be a bit difficult. And there's actually quite a few Soviet divisions here. I say quite a few, even though it's just 6, because that's a lot of divisions for the Soviets. They don't really have many divisions left. I suppose they do have a lot up along this front here, but that's a lot for them and what they have remaining. While the rest of our planes have been sent here to the English Channel and southern England, where they're going to be doing the air superiority for all those fighters. Our close air support are in southern England. They're going to be doing the port strike mission, so any ships that go into dock to repair or just hide in there, we'll be bombing those, and generally you can do a lot of damage through that method. And then we'll have our naval bombers here in the English Channel, 470 currently, because I just moved 300 into this airbase that we had sitting in our stockpile. I didn't realize we had just so many of them. So we're not even going to bother to train these up. So they'll bomb the Royal Navy here in the English Channel, and if they move their ships out of here, then that's just going to allow Manstein to do some naval invasions. Also have the paratroopers moving over to this airbase. This is where they'll drop from. Remember, some of them are still moving across the sea, so it's going to take them a little while to get over here. But what we could do is spend some of our political power to go ahead and improve them, you know, through our officers granting citations, because I know that we do have some for the paratroopers. So we're going to focus on them first, get the supply consumption and the breakthrough here. He's actually got another one, but do remember it costs, you know, more and more political power. So we might want to spread it out a bit. So maybe get him one as well for that division organization. And then we'll also get him the supply consumption. So that's all of our political power. Now you may have noticed that we also have some strategic bombing set up. So this is our tactical bombers. And I do need to set up their priorities. So this is what we want them to focus on. We don't want to mess with any of the supply stuff, since that'll hurt us as well once we land there. And so we want to bomb their factories. We certainly want to bomb the air bases, you know, to reduce the amount of space they have here, since, you know, winning the skies is going to be key, whether we do the naval invasions or we try and land with our paratroopers. Obviously, the paradrops require that we have air superiority. We're also going to bomb those fortifications. That'll help our paratroopers or the naval invasions, whichever ones we end up doing. We'll bomb the anti-air, the dockyards, maybe not these, but we'll certainly bomb the refineries, radar, and if they have any of these, then we'll bomb those as well. And one final thing to note is that we have this new icon here for a barrage mission. So what is this? Well, let's first escape this so we can actually see what it is. This is that multi-charge large caliber gun. So I had completely forgotten that we had set up to get one of these built here in northern France. We also built one over here, so now we have 2 in this area. So I've only set this one to do the barrages for now, and you guys will see why here in a minute, but you can see what their range is. This is the area that they reach. So we were wondering how exactly this particular emplacement works. It's essentially the same as strategic bombing, except for, I assume, that they cannot be engaged by planes or anti-aircraft. It wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense that they could. And so there's no way to stop us from bombing with these. I assume they're not going to be as effective, particularly if you only have one. I'd like to be able to set these 2 up to do it. However, I am going to go ahead and listen to your guys' advice now that we have one of these, and go ahead and give this territory to the Belgians. Hopefully we can get these 2 states in return. We'll just have to see if they'll grant that to us or not. So we're giving them these 3 states. So we're going to send that off, and we won't be able to ask for the other states until after they accept that. So I don't think there's anything else we need to do before we let it play. So let's get that done first so that I can ask them for the rest of these, though we do have to wait till the 12th of June. So I'll give it a day or so. Yeah, it's going to take a little while for our planes to get over there. We already have orders for all of our troops here. So I think they should be moving at least a few provinces before they run out of orders. Well, these guys are attempting to get out, but there's no way they can leave here. So we got a couple notifications here. So first of all, we have started the port strikes and already seeing a bit of success, or perhaps not, because I'm not seeing any of these being damaged, or at least we can't see the damage there. It doesn't say it's undamaged, but these 7 do. But yeah, we've started the bombing there. That's what's important. We also got that new facility. I think out of our available options, I might go with Kurt Tank here. He's an aircraft specialist, also fast learner. We could also go with Heinrich, because he's bright and he's a helicopter expert. I don't know that we're going to get that just yet, though. I suppose we don't have any breakthroughs at the moment. However, he can help us earn them a bit faster. We're about to get one very soon. Alright, so yeah, we'll start to see more bombing here now. And we'll continue to sink these convoys with our submarines. But yeah, we don't want to neglect the Soviet front, since still got to win here. Let's go ahead and advance over this way. And yeah, if they want to leave there, that's fine. So I'm trying to avoid fighting until last moment. Because yeah, we don't want to fight them if we don't have to. These guys are going to advance down here. We're going to have this guy wrap up around here, so it makes sense to have this guy go and get these 2 provinces instead. Just trying to cut these troops off here. Go ahead and grab that one as well, and there's nobody in these locations, so we'll go ahead and seize control of those. Same thing with that one there. These tanks are going to advance over to that victory point. Got a lot of tanks just kind of sitting around here because they just moved so rapidly. Let's have these guys. We'll change up what the medium tanks here are doing. They'll get across the river there, and the light tanks will instead go up through here. I think I already have these guys. Yeah, they're gonna go up along the rails there. So they'll grab those provinces, and then this light tank, let's have him probably come down here. So we don't really have enough divisions in this area at the moment. So we'll give this infantry division orders to attack up along the rails. Same thing with this one here, though he'll make a little stop to grab that victory point, or what we could do, he can continue to move along the rails, and then this tank could instead go after that victory point. So we do need to win here. So we'll send these guys to attack them there. And then I believe he's going up along here, so we'll have this guy fill in this territory. So he's gotten this victory point. Let's have him go after the next one, although I do want him to take the airbase first. And then this infantry division, he can just fill this in here. And yeah, we want to grab that airbase. Maybe have the tank do it instead. He can do it a bit faster. Make sure he doesn't leave here either. I assume he's got an order to go somewhere else. That's not important. And we did cut off these troops here. Alright, excellent. So let's go ahead and start attacking them now. Getting them destroyed. Have this guy support here. And then this tank's going to wrap up around that division, get him cut off. And we'll go ahead and start the attack there as well. We also need to get this unit here finished up. So, you know what? Let's go and support so that once we've won there, these guys can take off and go somewhere else. Alright, so let me just take a look at the situation over here, because this is what matters, is that we're getting these ships destroyed. So we did a little bit of damage there. It's 98%. So I imagine the British planes are actually disrupting us here. That's what I would assume. We do have air superiority, though. They don't have enough fighters. Only 298 at the moment. Well, that's interesting. But the anti-air are going to cause us some issues, too. What about the English Channel? They have 300 fighters here. Okay, so we'll have to check back on this and see how much progress we're making. So now we're going to ask them for control of these 2 states, though it doesn't look like they'll grant them to us. Okay, well, that's unfortunate since I just gave them 3 states. But I assume what's going on there is that they see their war participation and feel like they deserve a bit more there. So it seems that 3 of our paratroopers made it there safely. but one of them got engaged by the enemy fleet. So that's unfortunate. They finally caught one of them, sunk some of those convoys there. Let's hope that the rest of them can make it all right. They're already at half strength. Those are some significant losses there. So once they get in here, we might have to put them into the training army. We will see. Or let them train over here, because they're going to have to replace all those casualties that they've taken. We did lose 12 of our close air support. Luckily, we do have a lot of them, but we're not really doing much damage to them. So that's some heavy losses for not doing any damage. So kind of unfortunate situation there. But we got to destroy the British fleet. There's no way around it, guys. It's got to be done. Alright, so these guys should hopefully get around there before that infantry division wins their attack. Just making sure that all of our troops are engaging here. This guy's already going that way, so we should probably go this way instead. And then he'll be given orders to go after that province. But this tank unit, let's have him go over here and then attack that unit once he'll be cut off. And he's already been given orders to do that. Okay, so let's do this differently then. That infantry unit go that way, and then this one will grab these two provinces. Alright, so that's their new capital. So that's worth a good amount of victory points there. So I think we were defeated here, because I did give these guys orders to advance, and they did not. So yeah, I assume that they had a unit there who defeated us. Let's go and attack over this way. And then have these tanks advance up through here. While this tank units will go up around that cab unit. And then we'll just try and get around all these guys here. So we're already getting that province. So we can start our attacks now. And then this guy will go over here. And then we'll deal with that unit once we're done. You know what? This guy can actually do that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have him do that attack now. I just grab all these provinces here, and you know what, we'll have the tank do this while the infantry goes this way. Alright, so looking pretty good. Let's just go ahead and take that and have these guys attack through here, and they'll attack that way, since all three of these divisions will be cut off once we complete those orders. So we've taken this key victory points, and taking this will cause major issues for the Soviet war effort. Now we're going to let this tank leave here and just take control of it after he's gone. So let's go and get this win. Guess we'll just support with these units here, and then bring this guy over to this area. Because remember, we sent some troops over here to try and stop this advance. So let's see what we can do. We might actually be able to take advantage of the situation to get control of all these ports. So we need to be smart about the way that we do this, because we want to win here and take the ports first. I don't think they have any other ones. So what we should probably do this a little bit differently. Give these guys a different order. If I can give them an offensive line here. Sometimes it's tricky to do on the islands. You don't want them to do it in the sea. There we go. And then maybe give them some additional troops. And then reduce this until they get the rest of the units here. Just so that we're covering this here. And then with these guys, probably have them attack over here and then take the port. Yeah, I think that's the better way to do it. So just take advantage of the situation to try and take over those ports where we failed before. We just weren't able to get them. I still have the naval bombers over here. And I also have these ones here. They're supposed to help out those paratroopers. I don't know if they actually did or not. But now we can move them over here. And again, just focusing on the English Channel, I assume the British ships have to go through here at some point. So let's move those over to here. I think, yeah, we do have the range to reach there. The ones that we placed here, though, they do not have enough range to get to this location. Now, these might be older ones. So what we might want to do is move several of these over to here. Thus far, we haven't bombed the British fleet at all. I'm not sure if they're just not in the region. We might want to take a look. They have 74 ships there. They also have 50 here. So what we could do, because we're not going to be able to reach these two regions, so maybe move some of the naval bombers over there. Because yeah, I think that this area here is really not the best location. So let's move planes to cover the Bay of Biscay. I think that would be wise. So yeah, we'll see if we achieve some success bombing the fleet. Thus far, not going as well as I would like. Might have some issues there getting the British fleet destroyed. Let's go and attack here and here. And yeah, we'll want these guys to then continue over to this location. And then this unit, he can actually stay here. Same thing with this guy. We don't want everybody leaving. Let's work on getting these units here cut off. Just making sure that all these troops are pushing forward. And just filling in the gaps here that we've created. So he's already been given orders. All right, excellent. I think we've already taken care of all this here. So let's send this guy on over to this area. So they're attacking us there. Kind of irrelevant. I already got a tank unit taking care of that for us. And this unit, let's make sure he doesn't leave here. And instead, let's have him attack over here. Got an infantry unit, really weak at the moment, but we'll have him advance over to there. Although I think that might be, no, the tank's going through here. Well, that's fine. He's almost defeated that unit there. And then we're going to have this unit stay here. And instead we'll have this guy move. And I guess we'll also bring this tank to assist. Or maybe we'll have him do, like, just sweep up through this area. So unfortunately this unit here does not have any supplies. I don't know how much he'll actually be able to help in that battle. But due to the lack of supply, he's not really going to be restoring his organization. Alright, so let's go and do the attacks all the way across here. We're just about done with this, guys. Let's go and have that guy attack over there next. And just everybody needs to be given attack orders. Alright, looking pretty good. We should be done with this area soon. And then we'll want to move that army somewhere else. Let's take a look at the situation here. I'm going to see if I can't get the win here now. Might not quite be enough, guys. And they're also moving another unit over here. I think that's the key. And we got to wait to get more troops here as well. Because we finish up with that little pocket. I was going to help in Syria, but I think it's wise to instead wipe out those troops over there. So we did finally finish up with the cipher for the Soviet Union. So we could continue to just get those passive bonuses, but I think we're going to go ahead and actually use it here against the Union of Soviet Republics. We will not use it against the Union of Britain yet. I think it makes sense to save that for once you're doing invasions or the paradrops or something. But we will use it against them, since how much longer are they even going to be in the war? Now, I'm not entirely sure who else we should work on. We don't have any other enemies. I guess you could do France, just continue to do them. They do have some territory here. Yeah, why not? We'll go ahead and do that. And I suppose another thing we could do is work on anything that we didn't get here. We should have got the blueprint stealing before we did that mission. So we're going to work on that, invest some of our civilian factories in it. And it seems we finally bombed some ships out here, but they're just convoys. Yeah, not doing a lot of damage here, guys. Probably not worth the losses for taking our planes, but again, it's the only thing to be done here. I'm gonna try asking for control of the state again. Nope, still won't give us those. I don't know if it's because they look at that as like a, you know, something they strategically want to have control of, or if it's, again, as I was saying before, simply because I feel like they deserve it based on their war participation. I don't think you need all these troops over here. Let me see who's all coming. Okay, so these guys, let's actually have them go over to this front here. Because I don't think there's anybody here. Yeah, I think you can easily get this finished up. And then any tanks that are coming over here, we'll go ahead and have them go back over to that front. Same thing with this one here. Yeah, that guy's already attempting to leave. I don't even know if we need anybody here. What we'll do is just have this one unit grab control of those. And let's go ahead and take these provinces here. We'll wait until we actually have that unit cut off. In fact, we're going to have to do this eventually. Why not attack right here? Yeah, let's go and attack there. And we're going to assist with the tank. And then we'll have him sweep through here. And same thing with the infantry. Although he's already making an order, so he won't be able to do that just yet. So instead we'll have this guy go through here. And then with this tank unit, we'll just move up along the rails, grab control of those provinces. I'm going to try and get around this unit here. We'll see how well that works out with just an infantry unit. I'll grab control of those. Doesn't seem that there's anybody here. So that guy's already assigned to take control of that. So we don't want to mess up that guy's movement. This guy, we can go ahead and assign him. And then just move this down some. And then just re-give him those orders. Bounce again their new capital, so go after the air base after that, and then sweep over here and take control of that victory point. Already got him going after victory point, excellent. Just going to keep on moving up along these rails here. He's going to sweep down and cut that unit off there. Although, you know what, let's actually go this way. And then he can continue going. I guess he's just going to go that one, maybe help out with that unit. And then he'll go after that victory point. And then let's get this cab unit cut off. And I suppose we just need to go right here, since I already got him going in that direction. Alright, so he's almost got down here, down to here. We'll go after that victory point next. And as long as we're facing opposition, we probably won't give control of this front to the AI, but what we are going to do is move Wittelsband over to this southern part of the front so that we can just change up the entire situation here. So once they get here, we'll change up the Red Army front and move them further north. See, I'll take them a little bit of time to get over there. We could also have moved them to here to Syria, but that's really not that important. I want to get the Soviets defeated. So we're going to have to defend here. Just waiting to get more of our troops in the area. And what we'll want to do is send... I think we should probably just create a front here. So I don't have to worry about these guys leaving. Though I don't know that we'll be able to draw the line. Yeah, this is going to be problematic. Maybe if you stretch it out from here. Yeah, I might just have to give up. Drawing the offensive lines on those islands is quite challenging. So they now have a lot of troops here. I don't know if we'll have enough to get this done. We'll have to see, guys. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to cover all this, but you know what? We don't have to cover this one. And we don't actually need to cover this one. And so that's a total of 4, meaning that one of the divisions that's moving over here can instead, I'll just do it, this guy, move over to that location. So we did get a trait for our automotive manufacturer. And let's go and get the Ford facilities, increasing the production output. That's for both the truck and the mechanized, and you don't have to spend any experience on it either. So let's take a look, see if, nope, we just lost planes. They're down to 94%. I guess you're doing a little bit of damage, but yeah, not having any success here with our planes. It's very unfortunate. I think we could drop our paratroopers because we do control the skies, or at least we did the last time we looked. So yeah, we could still drop the paratroopers, so at least there's that. Let me take a look at the paratrooper situation. Yeah, these guys do need to be trained again. So what we might do, let's go ahead and get them training, and then maybe send these other paratroopers over to this area. Just have them join them at this air base using the rails. And then they can train here, so that once they're fully trained up, we can go ahead and send them on their airdrops. Now we do need to get this guy joining one of these armies. I guess he can join the blue army here. Gets him up to 23 divisions total. Means we need to get somebody over here to destroy this one unit. This guy's got 4 organizations, so we'll give him that task there. And then any units that are coming over here, that's already going to be taken care of, so we can just go and delete this. Have them come over to this front instead. Alright, so he's going to get that guy cut off, so we'll just have him attack there as soon as he's done with that. I don't know where this guy's going, but he's going to come over here instead. So having to micromanage the movement of our troops here. And we either lost this, yeah, I think we lost it, because we had control of it, so we'll go ahead and grab that airbase and then grab that again. We don't have any supply here, guys. That's our problem. We've moved so rapidly. We've gone past the supply hubs and our control of the rails. And also, I mean, it's just going to be an issue no matter what. Simply because there's not a lot of supply hubs in this area. And so that's one of the things that causes problems when you do this invasion of the Soviets, is that you just don't have the necessary supply. You know, we're gonna have these guys do this attack here, and hopefully that's a win. Let's go and grab these provinces. And it appears that the Green Army has arrived. Excellent, so we'll get them pushing forward, and eventually we'll want to, I mean, we'll reduce this a little bit now, but eventually we'll want the Red Army to be pulled all the way up to the north here, because our troops are just far too stretched out at the moment. So we finally have that breakthrough for the avionics facility. You know, we've had this one for a while. We're waiting to go till we get to the third breakthrough there for the land warfare. But here we can get the Earthshaker bomb. Could wait to get the jet engine. That requires 3 breakthroughs, so it would take a while. We're gonna get this. So this will allow us to do the mega gun emplacement strike raids. I don't know, seems interesting. It's a new equipment module that you got to put on planes, though. Okay, we're going to get it. I doubt we'll ever be able to use it. So we've gotten them down to 93%. This is a very high cost here for not much benefits. But they are the close air support, and we have a lot of those. Probably built those a little bit faster, just weren't losing them as much as we were the fighters. Alright, so you know what, let's have these guys stay here, since they've already arrived, and then that division that's coming over here, they can just go right there. And then we'll try and do that attack again, see if we can't win. I'll also try this attack. Those guys look really weak. We might be able to win that. And then I suppose we can also help out with this here. Get that unit destroyed behind us. Alright, so things are looking pretty good over there. And then yeah, we have the Green Army here. Won't be able to do the attack just yet, because we need to let our organization get up a bit higher. Yeah, as these guys get here, we're going to be pulling back the Red Army so they can focus on the north. But supply is just absolutely terrible here, guys. No good. But we can still win. And we did get the Concentrated Industry 4. Also something happened with one of our operatives. We actually captured an Italian operative. So with the Concentrated Industry 5, that's going to allow us to build more factories throughout our states. And I suppose next we'll go ahead and get the assembly line production. We have gotten a little bit better when it comes to our efficiency. So we're getting closer to caps. We could see if we want to build another one of these anywhere. We can't build them anywhere here in France, and that's the only areas that are going to reach there. So really no benefits of building them then. But let's go ahead and build some more military factories throughout our primary territory here, where we get those nice 80% and 100% bonuses. So yeah, just focus on building, I suppose we'll even build in the 60%. Just focus on building military factories. I don't think we really need anything else. We don't need dockyards or civilian factories. I suppose we could justify getting a few more refineries. So we'll get a couple of those for the rubber, as well as the increased oil. I started trading for fuel, but yeah, it's still a little bit of an issue, because we're using so many planes. And of course we also have all of our tanks. Let's go and move these guys over here. Same thing with this unit. Let's go ahead and just fill all this in. Get these guys advancing. Particularly focusing on those rails. Alright, so this guy's probably strong enough to get it done, but we're going to give him some support with that unit. And then this tank unit, again, it's just pushing forward into territory that's not even victory points. There's just not many victory points around anymore. And as I said before, we will eventually put the AI in control once there's really not much opposition anymore, because the AI will muck it all up. They always do. I was going to just attack here. You know, they don't focus on cutting troops off, and so therefore you gotta like fight them all the way across the territory, and then you work hard to cut somebody off, and then they will they'll mess it up. But we do need somebody to take care of this for us. We got 2 units there cut off, got to be destroyed. And I guess this guy here can just go and attack there now. But you can see that there are less and less divisions on the fronts as we continue to just cut these guys off and get them destroyed. So I made some adjustments with the fronts, try and balance them out a bit more. We also got a trait for the infantry weapons manufacturer. Alright, excellent. So we have a few different options here. Could get the increased reliability. There's also the production efficiency gain. That'd be helpful considering the fact that we have actually had some issues with the infantry equipment. Could get the hard attack and piercing as well. But I think the production efficiency gain would be our best bet right now. Again, simply because we have had some issues, surprisingly, with the infantry equipment. So down to 91% for that battleship. We are working hard to try and destroy that ship, man. It's going to take forever. I wonder if they adjusted that a lot so that the naval bombers aren't quite as deadly as they once were. Sure seems like it. But let me just take a look at how we're doing thus far. So we are at 78.4% for the air superiority. We have shot down 8 of their planes. We'll take a look at the details here in a minute. We are losing air units to the anti-air. We're also bombing those buildings. So we'll want to look at the days since we haven't been there that long. So we've lost 2 fighters while they've lost 90. Wow, that's significant. We have bombed a few of their buildings as well. We've lost 34 of our own bombers and also 108 supports. So those ship anti-air guns are really costing us, and 90 have been shot down by AA. And I think, again, those are mostly on the ships. Some of them might be the anti-air, the state-based ones, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those are the ship-based ones. And we've had a few of our bombers disrupted as well, but most of them are just being shot down. So yeah, it's been costly. We are winning though, so that's what's important. So hopefully, when we get these paratroopers done training, which I think they're fairly close. Some of them take a little bit longer, like this guy here who lost 50% of his health. We might not send him. In fact, we don't even have enough of the transport planes to send all of them anyways. But once we get the rest of those trained up, yeah, they're not going to win here. We'll attempt to do an attack, a pair drop. So not able to win either of those 2 battles, unfortunately. If we attack here, we'd actually reduce the size of the front by 1 province. So it would be wise for us to launch an attack, but we don't really want to be attached to the Turkish one. So let's wait until they're not doing an attack. We have another trait here that I missed. This is for the light aircraft designer. So we're getting a lot of traits for our MIOs. So now I have to make a decision. Do we want increased air attack and air defense, since the ground attack and naval attack aren't really that important, since we only use these for our fighters. So do we want the air attack and air defense, more max speed and agility, or this one here, which increases the air attack but reduces the agility and giving that ground attack bonus, which really isn't all that helpful for us. So I really feel like this is probably the best one. Max speed and agility, that's really good too. We've already invested in that quite a bit. I think getting the air defense and air attack up would be really helpful. So let's go and invest in that now. Could also have gotten that production one, since we're trying to get these fighters produced a bit faster, though it increases the production efficiency gain, and we're already in a pretty good spot at the moment. I mean, it would help us get up to that 100% faster. Now, once that's done, we'll do our own attack. It seems that one of our special projects has a decision for us to make. Isotope separation facilities. In order to supply our reactors with nuclear fuel, we need to decide on a process for separating the useful isotopes of uranium from the rest. There are a number of proposals for separation facilities, but the 2 front runners are gaseous and centrifugal. So we can say that gaseous is a proven technique. Doesn't show what we'll get here, or we can go with this option here. So this is like the alternate choice. And essentially, this allows us to use a ton of our civilian factories for a year to progress in this faster. And I think that's what we're going to do, guys. Let's prioritize the speed of that, since there's only so much time left in the campaign before we finish it up. On leave, we can now get the infantry expert, so going to get that now. And you know what? I almost want to go ahead and put the AI in control of the Green Army's objective to get over to the Ural Mountains, because there's not really a lot of opposition in this area. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. We'll let the AI control that, because there's not a lot of units to cut off. We'll still micromanage to a degree to try and cut off troops where we can. Now with the northern front up here, yeah, there's still a lot of troops that we need to destroy. So let's have these guys attack all through here. And then any tanks that are coming over here, we want them to stay in their current locations. We don't need them over here. Just going to work on cutting off that guy. In fact, we'll go this way. That tank is pretty fast. And then we also have a unit cut off here. We need to get destroyed. And then the tanks, let's push forward. There's not as many units over here either. So maybe once we finish up with this situation, we'll put the AI in control of this as well. And let them start to just move the divisions. Because really, that's where we're at this point. It's just moving divisions into empty provinces. Because there's just, there's nothing here. Alright, so they're going that way. Excellent. Let's go and push forward up along here. There's still units in this area, though. So they're not completely without defenders. We actually don't want... Well, we do have to finish that up. So what I'm going to do is take this tank unit and have him go over there. Same with this infantry. Get that done. And yeah, we don't have any supply in this area. We got the improved artillery upgrade 2s. Alright, excellent. So that's the improved medium howitzers. I don't think we'll actually use those, but we wanted those 10% bonuses to the soft attack. Next, let's get the improved anti-tank upgrade. And we're at level 7 for that. So we could start using political power for the, you know, those choices you get for the MIOs. 89%, guys. So we're getting it. But yeah, it's taken a while. But the key, of course, is getting control of the skies, which I think we are achieving that objective. So we'll allow them to continue these attacks. We see that there's less troops there. Unfortunately, they are now defending these ports. Yeah, that's a bummer. Looks like we might have lost our opportunity there. And these guys cannot win. Wow. Alright, so we do not want to attack across the river. It's because there's 6 divisions there, that's why. Wow, yeah, they got a lot of troops here. So this front's going to be a little bit trickier. And it seems like the war that America is fighting is now done. Yeah, I think they just won that conflict. And so now they've made them democratic again. And I think that faction is probably completely destroyed at this point. So the Americans are no longer at war. Look at all these convoys that we sunk here, guys. So again, these are just tons of troops. Some of them are supply convoys, but these are mostly troops that they're losing in the sea. And even if you're sinking the supply convoys, that means, you know, less resources and supply. We did a bit of damage to one of the destroyers this time. But yeah, they also have to use their dockyards to construct those convoys. So that's another thing to consider. So we still got our planes here bombing. So I didn't forget about those fighters over here. I don't think we have to worry about them attempting to strike this location any longer. Now, these are really old fighters. Could just put them here just to kind of help out. Yeah, we'll move them over there. I don't know how successful they'll be, what all they can even achieve, given the age and inefficiency of those particular planes. I'm gonna just attack all throughout here, guys. Try and get this done. I'm gonna advance up through here as well. Actually, you know what? We'll go this way since he can take care of that for us. Sweep through these provinces, get those taken over. And let me see how we're doing up over here, where again we're actually facing some troops. We'll send them another division to come take care of that for us. This tank unit is clearly not going to win here, so go that way. And then this infantry unit can go over here. Alright, so let me take a look at the Red Army. They're the ones in the middle here. And so what we might want to do is go ahead and give them some orders as well. Not many troops assigned to this just yet because they're all covering these pockets here. But yeah, what we'll want to do is just change their order. Instead have them advance up along here. and then we'll want to actually tell them to execute that. So we're giving the AI control, guys. Trying to get this done a little bit faster. And again, there's just not much opposition at this point. So we still have complete control of the tanks. So I'll continue to advance those myself. And we do not want to have a provisional government for the Italians. We will continue to directly control them. Let's go and support that attack there. And then we don't really need all the troops that are over here. Let me just take that tank unit, get him out of there. And then with the remaining infantry, you really don't need these here either. You just take that guy out and then have them go to the new orders we just gave them. Alright, so the Green Army's front's going to get kind of wide here. So we just I'll bring them down one province. I don't know if that'll have much of an effect there. So make sure somebody's taking care of that for us. I was really hoping to get the Soviet Union defeated in today's episode. I don't know if we're going to be able to, guys. So one thing we do need to do is reassign all these guys. So I want to build the intel network, I suppose right here. And then we'll also send one operative here, and then once we have a bit of intel, we'll have her work on decreasing their stability and war support. We've gotten pretty close. They're in like 90-something% towards capitulation. I think it's like 93%. Alright, so let's go and order the Blue Army to also execute their orders. So at this point, just managing the tanks now on this front. Everybody else should just be doing their own thing. Pushing forward and grabbing provinces. And with the factories, I really feel like, we'll take a look at the equipment, and we're very short on artillery still. We're short on a lot of stuff, really. I was going to say we should be focusing on the fighters, but you know what? We're not going to be able to successfully do invasions if we're short equipment. So let's go and put more factories into these things that we're currently lacking. I feel like this will be improved soon. We're not building any troops at the moment, so this is just trying to replace the losses that we're taking. Yeah, slowly doing the damage there. I could bomb a bit further. Let me take a look and see. Yeah, our close airport support can't even really reach there. So it's just really comes down to southern England. Again, we have control of the skies, so as soon as these troops are done training, which is really just this guy here, I think we should just go ahead and put him into the regular army. Also can move some additional tanks over here. So let's go and move these into Rommel's army. Eventually need to move one of those two tank armies over here to France so that they can go into ports once we take one with our paratroopers or with the invasions that I might do with Manstein, because there's not really a whole lot of ships here. So maybe our little fleet will be able to gain control there once we determine that they can go into that region again. So it seems that this general here can also get the infantry expert, though we're short just a little bit of command power, so we're gonna have to wait before we can get that. Still having success sinking these convoys here. Turks are also losing convoys though. Yeah, I just don't think we'll be able to do anything here, guys. We can send an additional unit because we only need to defend, we don't even really have to defend these ones. What we should probably do is, I really want to take that location or this one here. Let me try sending these divisions over here and seeing if we can have success, since there's only 7 divisions there. While over here you got 10 you have to fight. And I really want to take these ports. We'll have to see if we can't get that done or not. Alright, so tanks, let's have them moving towards victory points, so I'm not seeing too many. I guess we'll go to that one next. But you see, even when you give the AI control, they're still sitting here not doing anything because they're worried about getting cut off. But the reason why I gave them control is because I'm not worried about them being cut off. So we've gotten that. Let's go ahead and start working on the... we don't really need any of this here. I guess we can start using some of our guys for anti-partisan work. So we want to move her to do the propaganda, just to try and get them to capitulate a bit sooner. And Japan just declared war on the Malays People's Republic. I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. Because, yeah, they're communist and in the Fourth International. Not entirely sure why they weren't in the conflict. Unless they just joined that faction. Maybe they're trying to avoid getting into the fight. Because, yeah, they didn't want to get invaded. They knew what it was. So, yeah, we got to kind of micromanage this despite the AI now being in control. And let's go ahead. I was going to do these attacks across here, but this is across rivers, so we're going to avoid doing that. We do need to get these guys wiped out. Good God, these guys are so weak. Yeah, all of our dudes here are very weak. Can't take that location, though. So we'll get that. And also, let's go and advance up along here. And make sure this infantry unit's going towards the victory points. Again, they're in control now, guys, so they're doing their thing. And then with the tanks here, not seeing any victory points in this region, so we'll just go ahead and move along the rails instead. Yeah, why don't you cut these guys off instead? That's a better way to do it, AI. Now let's take a look at the situation over here. So a lot of troops unnecessarily in this region. Don't really have to have more than probably one division to get that done. And then let's go ahead and extend the front here so these units don't leave. Don't sweep behind those guys and get this all taken over. So that is a victory point there. We're 5. So that's one of the more important ones that are left. That's another 5-pointer. You got a few of these here worth 5 points. That's why you often have to go just beyond the Ural Mountains, because of those 5-point locations. We got another trait. So yeah, getting a ton of traits here. So this one's for the support equipment. So we'll probably want to get that military industrial organization research bonus. Production output would be helpful too. God, you know what? Because we had so much issues with the support equipment, I almost always go for research bonuses, but how useful is that going to be at this point in the campaign when we know we have production problems? So I think this is the better choice. So that's a little bit different than I would generally go with. So we cannot get the land doctrine yet. That's the only thing we want to get at the moment. That air experience is really only going to be used. Oh, we finally sunk a ship here, a destroyer. Yeah, that air experience is basically only going to be used for designing new planes. They have a fleet in the area, finally. Alright, so we can start working on getting those destroyed out there. And continuing to do damage that one fleet in port. We lost a submarine, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm glad to see that they moved a fleet into the area, so we can actually try and get them destroyed. And I left this behind thinking they could take care of it, and they have failed utterly in getting that done. They're actually expanding their territory now. Wow. We might have to send troops over there to help them out. So we are now in August. And I was hoping to get the Soviets defeated in today's episode, but it does not look like that's going to happen because, you know, they take a long time, guys, with all this territory. So we're going to have to call it quits soon and just come back in the next episode and try and finish them up. So both of these are failures, but we're going to have to attack across the river. Get this done. Yeah, this is just not going great either. Bring this guy over here. They don't have any supply. That's really the issue. So let's continue to advance. So he should just go ahead and grab that location. So I mean, we're pushing forward a little bit faster with the help of the AI. But again, a lot of divisions are kind of just standing around. And they just broke our cipher. Okay. So we cut off the troops here. The Soviets are now 97% towards capitulation, by the way. So again, making progress. Again, I don't know that we'll be able to do it in today's episode. I'm hoping it'd be nice if we could get it done. Make sure these guys go across the river there. If we take that victory point and then the other 5 pointers around here, particularly these ones here, so basically you're getting just beyond the mountains there, that might be enough. Plus we got this tank moving all the way down here, going after this 2-pointer, really not worth much there. But still, it's worth more than regular province, and he's taking all those provinces up along the way. We got that national focus finished up, defense of the Reich. And so after this, which this is nice because we'll have the reduced production costs for the fighters. So we're going to get something selected here. So it's either going to be an army focus or an Air Force one, which, considering that we're trying to win the air war right now, would make sense to get something for them like this one here for the strategic bombing. Yeah, I guess we could get that. It's a 35-day focus. So work on that. We also have a trait for the assault guns manufacturer. This is only the second trait that we've gotten for them. So since we're only using the medium self-propelled artillery, these are our choices. And I think the assault attack, breakthrough, and defense one is the best option. So what's interesting is that it is for medium self-propelled artillery. Are we not using that yet? I have to take a look. Yeah, we're using the medium tank designer, which gives the breakthrough, speed, and reliability. Having that speed's helpful so they don't slow down the tanks. But I think this one's just a little bit more useful, given that is what it focuses on, is the soft attack. It's going to increase your armor, a little bit more breakthrough. Of course, the speed goes down, but yeah, I think that this is the better option. So let's go ahead and say that we can also invest in the engine to get the speed back up. Let me take a look and see what the speed is for the Panthers. It's 8.3, so as long as it's that high, then it's not really an issue. So we'll just put 1 point into the engine there. Let's go and save that and then get the production line updated. So we are short on rubber apparently. Got plenty of chromium. But yeah, now we're short on the rubber with really nobody to trade with either. I mean, you can get a factory worth from Siam, not even a factory worth, unless you're going to have the problems of the convoys being raided. But let's take a look, see how our Air Force is done on sinking the British fleet. We're starting to do a lot more damage, but we're also losing a ton of planes. We sunk 7 submarines there. All right, fantastic. One there. So starting to see a lot more success. We are losing some of our own submarines, but yeah, we have a huge cost here at all of those close air support that we're losing due to the anti-air. It's just very costly. I'll have to take a look and see how our stockpiles are looking. See if we can continue to maintain doing all these bombings. We had a good stockpile of close air supports, but I'm not sure if it was enough. I do have all these ones over here that we're training. I forgot about these, so what we might want to do is move those fighters into here. Make sure that we control southern England. And then maybe just get rid of some of these. Let me just take a look. Yeah, because they have the high experience. And so what you'd want to do, just to replace the stockpiles, is maybe just get rid of, I don't know, maybe one of these for now. We'll see how that looks. And then just move another one into here to do some additional port strikes. And then with these other 2 air wings, we'll see if we need to put those back in the stockpile to replace our losses, or if we can move those over here as well. Alright, so let's take a look at the casualties. I did want to see if we could do this attack over here. Not quite yet. We're going to have to wait until they finish up their doomed to fail attack. But the Soviets are very close to capitulation, and that will likely happen early in the next episode because they're at 98%. Our current casualties at 318,000. So 92.8, almost 93,000 casualties by the Soviets, but we've killed 1.7 million of theirs. Japan has killed a lot of the Soviet troops as well, 508,000. Though I'm curious just how well they've done. They've only lost 135,000 themselves. Their kill-death ratio is pretty decent. Unfortunately, our war participation has dropped quite a bit in today's episode. by about 3%. Not entirely sure who got that 3% from us. But just taking a look at other casualties, 611,000 to the British. I don't even know who all else are fighting. 579,000 to the Italians. And take a look at the situation in Africa here. It seems that our troops took a port here, but they're winning the defenses, but I don't know what they're all going to do. It looks like Portugal has expanded and taken over all this. It does seem like our side is now losing in South Africa. The situation in Ethiopia seems to be the same. Maybe lost a few provinces, but not too big of a difference there. Take a look at Asia. Japan continues to win here. But what about on the main front? Yeah, they definitely have pushed forward against the Soviets. I wonder if our own advances are helping them, if the Soviets are like pulling troops out of the area. But they definitely had success there. And they've even pushed forward a little bit here in Indochina. So they've taken a few provinces. So Japan is certainly moving forward very slowly, but certainly advancing along their fronts. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I hope to see you on the next one, where the Soviet Union, or the Union of Soviet Republics, will capitulate, and we can focus exclusively on the Union of Britain, which at this point we can already do the invasion. You know, drop our paratroopers if we wanted to, and send Manstein in. So I'll probably set up some naval invasions. You know, obviously we'll have to change this so it's no longer blocked, so that we can do those invasions. Now that's not going to be the key. The key will be the paratroopers. I think that's where we're going to have our success. But I want to have the naval invasions in addition to those paradrops. And that means we have to bring some tanks over here to assist us of the conquest of Britain. And maybe another army. But I really feel like we should wait till the Soviets are defeated before we do that. Just kind of focus on this because it's almost done, guys. Just a little bit more. Again, I think probably up to here. I don't know. You got to get those victory points just beyond the Ural Mountains. But yeah, I do hope to see you guys on that episode, and thanks for watching.